Good evening. My name is Marcia Goodman-Hinnerschitz. I am not a candidate for mayor, but I am working towards being re-elected to my council seat in District 2. I am very honored to serve the residents of District 2, and if you look at the issues of working families, District 2, East Reading, really exemplifies what working families are all about. The row homes in District 2 were built to accommodate the workers in the many factories that once populated the city of Reading. So my goal when I was elected to City Council was to look at how we could really re-energize our neighborhoods, how we could make them safer, how we could make them crime-free. And I've always tried to stay focused on the issues, and in any decisions that I make, bring my knowledge, my skills, and my values. I have been a lifelong public servant. I committed myself when I graduated from Penn State University to work with families as a caseworker with children and youth services, as a child abuse investigator. That put me very close to what happens with families in our city. It put me very close to the health care issues, helping people to bridge the gaps to be able to get the type of care they needed. And I bring that knowledge and those skills to my work in City Council. I believe it is very important for a council member to be weighing all alternatives, looking at the crimes of problem, not only looking at enforcement, but looking at prevention. We really need to be able to stay focused not only on short-term goals, but how in the long term are we going to make Reading a more viable place to live. The most important piece that I look at in any change we make to the city is community involvement. I spend extensive time meeting with our community groups, walking the neighborhoods, being able to see what the problems are, then looking at the immediate solutions to problems that trouble the neighbors, but then also looking at policies we can put in place for long-term solutions. That is my commitment to the city of Reading, to be a dedicated public servant and to be able to make Reading the best that it can be. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Stephen Kozakowski, and I'm a candidate for the Democratic nomination for City Council District 2. I want to thank Violet for having this forum. I remember back about 18 months ago when Violet was hired and started this organization, and she came to me asking for contacts and people to put her in place, because I have been fighting these economic issues for over a decade. I guess it's the curse of education. I was born in a poor family, and I don't have a lot of money now. And I'm okay with that. But it seems this country's gone in a different path. It seems that everything's about wealth. Everybody's chasing to have more dollars. And we have many cultural issues in addition to the economic issues which are causing our problems. In addition to being a candidate, I am a democracy advocate. Now, if anyone doesn't quite understand where I'm going with that, that means I am actively opposed to the privatization and corporatization of our government at all levels. And this is the problem that is driving our country downward. Just look at the outsourcing, look at NAFTA, CAFTA, the global agreements on trade and tariffs and all the things that Violet spoke about at the beginning of this program. These are great problems, and they really put municipal government and even state governments in a difficult position to create the kind of policies and conditions that allow us to create good jobs. So we have a lot of work to do, and what we need, I think, is a lot more cooperation than what's been going on in the past. I do believe with all my heart that if we would have worked more with the communities, there wouldn't have been the support to shoot down the trash initiative. That's a clear case of what happens when you don't have the type of cooperation that a community needs to be viable. And we need to find ways to come together with that. We're all in this together, and we need to look at it from that perspective. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank you for being here tonight, and I want to thank Viola and everybody that's here, all the public speakers and the media and everything. I just want to thank Viola. Many of you know that prior to being here and working with City Council, I used to work with Working Families Win. So I remember when I set up a candidate meeting back in the general election for the governor, and we had a similar candidate meeting like that. At that time, I had no idea that I was going to be a candidate myself for city council. Nevertheless, I am happy to say that I am serving on District 5 currently as city council member. My background is I am a single mom. I do have 2 beautiful children. I was born in New York, but raised in the city of Reading, so I say Reading is my city. It's my city born. I've been here all my life. I lived in District 5 for over 30 years, and I work in the city. I graduated in Reading High Schools. I worked for the city government, for the county, and the federal government, and therefore I believe that this qualifies me to continue serving the residents of District 5 and the city of Reading as much as I can. I believe that we need to work in conjunction with the schools and education so that we can continue educating and foreseeing the education of our children. Also working with the police departments and the city with crime issues. So I believe that if we work together, we can create a better Reading. Thank you.